So what's the first thing you think you should do?
You should plug in or you should start plugging in answers.
Oh, huh. No. So you don't have to. You can actually solve this. Like you can get a question on a test that's not multiple choice, and it's just like, what is this answer going to be?
Oh yeah,
right. And so how would you do like this type of problem? Like 66 over W minus 11 is less than or equal to negative 69. What's the first thing you would do there? Oops. That's the exact same thing. Hold on. I meant to put an equal sign here. Equal.
I'd do plus 11.
Okay. So plus 11, and then what do we got?
70.
I
mean 80. No. Sorry, 80.
No.
Oh wait, because it's
So it's actually like, okay, let's see without a calculator. Let's do it without a calculator. So this is negative 69 plus 11.
It's like 50 to 58.
Well, is the answer going to be negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative, because this is like the bigger number, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so but since you know they have opposite signs, you can subtract and then just make the answer negative.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so that's 58, so the answer is negative 58. So then you have negative 58. I don't want to put it there. So negative 58 equals 66 over W. Now what?
Now I would multiply by W over 66 and cancel it out, and then I'd...
Well, if you multiplied by... We could do that. Like if you did W over 66, and then over here you did W over 66, right? This completely wipes, and so what do you end up with on the left?
Nothing.
No, actually.
Oh wait, you end with W.
No. So if I don't have to cross cancel. I can actually go 66W over 66W. Well, that's the same thing as saying 4 over 4. What's 4 over 4? 1. So what you're really doing when you're cross canceling, let's say you have 3 over 2 times 24 over 12. You're really saying, all right, well, 3 goes into itself how many times?
Once.
3 goes into 12 how many times?
4.
2 goes into itself how many times?
Once.
2 goes into 24 how many times?
12.
Right, and then you can even take it a step further. You can go 4 goes into itself how many times?
4.
4 goes into itself how many times?
I mean 1.
Once. And 4 goes into 12 how many times?
3 times.
So what does this whole thing work out to be?
3.
So just 3.
Yeah.
So when you're cross-canceling, you're saying W goes into itself once. W goes into W one time. 66 goes into itself once. 66 goes into 66 one time. So you're left with 1.
Okay.
So it's the same. It's still a wipeout move,
mm-hmm.
which is kind of what we do. Which is exactly what we do when we do x plus 3 equals 7, and you go minus 3 minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
This wipe out to 0. This wipe out to 1. So when you wipe out with division or multiplication, it's going to be a 1 left behind, not a 0. Okay. So you have your 1, right, equals, now you have this mess. You got negative 58W over 66, but you still need to get W by itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can, by multiplying this side, or both sides, by the reciprocal here. So you can go 66 over, and to make it clean, I'm going to put negative 58 here. So why did I pick a negative 58?
Because that's what it is.
So that way I get 1, not negative 1. So it ends up being a negative divided by a negative, or a negative times a negative.
Would it be negative 58W?
No, because I want to get W by itself.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
See, so then on this side over here, but this is not the way you should do it. But the way that you were doing it, you would have to do it like this.
Mm-hmm.
So then you would, do you see how negative 58 wipes with a negative 58,
Mm-hmm.
and the 66 wipes with a 66, and you're left with a bunch of baby ones, which you don't have to write. So then what do you end up with on the right?
1 equals W.
No, wait.
Oh,
What does
on the right.
all that work out to be?
1. Wait, no, W.
W, or 1W.
Yeah.
Right? And then what do you get on the left?
1.
Well, it's actually 66 over negative 58.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So 66 over negative 58. Did I talk to you about the rubber ducky rule?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What, do you know what this is?
An improper fraction.
It is an improper fraction. Also, like, a negative on the bottom is, like, math grammatically, like, incorrect.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
So, if you think of the rubber ducky rule, if you think, I don't know how to draw a rubber ducky, or a duck for that matter, but I'm a great swan drawer. So, here is the rubber swan at the bottom of the bathtub.
Okay.
All right? And if you let it go, where's it going to end up?
At the top?
At the top. So your negative sign on the bottom of the fraction is like a rubber ducky.
Mm-hmm.
You can let it go and stick it up there. It's a better way to do it. So then you're going to go negative 66 over 58 equals W. So then both of those numbers are even, so you can chop them down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can say
33 over
negative 33 over
29.
29, and that's that. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that's not the way we should do it.
No. By the way, negative 33 over 29 is like negative 1.13. All right, so let's kind of erase all of this because there's a more direct way you can do it. So I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff. This is when you fast forward the video. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're basically at this step. So we got 66 over W equals negative 58.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the way that you did it is you brought the 66 and the W over. So you can instead just multiply both sides by W. W over 1 and times W. So whenever you have like 3 over x equals 7,
mm-hmm.
just multiply both sides by the x.
Okay.
Don't do anything with the 3.
Yeah, I remember that. Someone told me that.
It'll save you a lot of work.
Yeah, okay.
So then this will wipe out. But remember, are we getting 0 here?
Or no, we're getting 1.
We're getting 1. So then you're going to end up with 66 equals negative 58 W. All right. So then you divide by negative 58. Divide by negative 58. Rubber ducky rule. We're going to get W. I'm going to write it this way on purpose. Is equal to negative 66 over 58. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now let's do this problem. So we're going to multiply both sides. I'll do it over here. 66 over W minus 11 is less than or equal to negative 60. Okay. 16. Was that our original problem? Oh, yeah. 16. Okay. So then you're going to plus 11. Plus 11.
So it's the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you divide by negative, you switch the sign.
Exactly. So you're going to get 66 over W is less than or equal to negative 58. But sometimes you can actually structure it so you don't have to do that. You can decide on what side of the equal sign you put the letters so you don't have to actually divide by negative.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to probably end up having to do that here. So times W over 1 times W, and that wipes. And you get 66 is less than or equal to negative 58W. And if you hate seeing it like this, like I hate seeing it like this, you can flip it and go negative 58W. Just make sure you got your like alligator mouth
Mhm.
kind of going the right way. So like the alligator mouth is pointing towards the negative 58, right?
Mhm.
So you want to make sure that it's like that. You with me?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right? So like the open part is going towards the negative 58. So here the open part is still going towards negative 58. And now we're like that. Right? So now we can divide by negative 58. Divide by negative 58. And you said it earlier, what happens when you divide by negative?
You switch the sign.
Switch the sign. So W is less than or equal to 66 over negative 58. And because this problem like
Was not meant to like.
was not meant to kind of do it like that, but it's better to do it like that actually. 66 divided by.
Wait, but if you're like changing this around and you like, wouldn't that just be like one extra thing you have to flip or something? But
You definitely could do this. You could just go like negative 58, negative 58, and then flip at this point, and then you're just like that. But then when you look at your answer, you just have to make sure that like, because a lot of times answers aren't presented like this.
mm-hmm.
So you have to go W and then pointing towards the W, right? And then 66 over.
Oh yeah, okay.
You just have to get it so instead of writing like 3 is less than W, you have to write W is greater than 3.
And wait, would the top one be wrong?
No. It's just like it's okay. But like on a multiple choice test, like a placement test,
It would say.
you could get it's not going to give it to you. Like, your answer choices won't look like this. Like this is not like textbooks and test makers don't like to present answers like that. So you're going to see it like this. So, and if you just like look at it and just go from your answer to what the choice is without actually rearranging it, you can make a careless error.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could very easily, if let's say this is your answer and A is like, you know, something like that. That's option A. If you're working very quickly, you can be like, well, look, the sign's going the same way. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you always want to present your answer the way like it looks in the multiple choice options, because the choices are all kind of look alike. Okay, so for the sake of this problem, which is, hold on. So we know that our answer is, what is it? It's like W is less than or equal to negative 1.13.
Yes.
Right? Should be a negative there. So
but also like for this to be true, like without doing that, like wouldn't W have to be negative? Because then it has to be like negative times negative in order to be like greater.
What do you mean?
Like, because look, if it's like 66 is less than negative 58W, like wouldn't W have to be negative? Because how could it be greater if it's like, if this was positive, then it would just equal another negative. So how could it be true, you know? So like, wouldn't that have to be negative? Is W?
Wouldn't W have to be negative?
Yeah.
So W is a range of numbers. Like W is not going to be like one number, right? So our answers here is, so W is less than or equal to negative 1.13. So anything, so if this is 0 and this is negative 1, I'll just say it's negative 1.13. It's any of these numbers can be W, right? So it can't be 0. 0 would make it wrong, right? If you plug in 0 right here, you're going to get 66 is less than or equal to 0.
Which is not true.
Which is not true, right? Even if you plug in 1, 66 is less than or equal to negative 58. Not true. But look, what if you plug in negative 1, all right?
That is still not true.
It's still not true because it has to be beyond negative 1.13.
But W has to be negative, right?
Yes, it does. Okay, so then all you have to do is you see which of these answers fall, like, does negative 1 fall in that zone right there? Which of the following is a solution? Hold on. It says